Hi, this is Valerie, your Italy correspondent, coming to you from southern Italy. I wanted to take a few moments and talk to you about why I moved here. That's a question I get all the time, and I wanted to just explain to you a little bit about why we made the move from the United States to Italy. It wasn't just a one revelation moment that brought us here, it was sort of a series of things. So I wanted to just give you a little bit of an idea about why that happened and why we chose Italy specifically. We were not unhappy in our lives in America. We were living in New Mexico at the time. We had been there for a number of years, and there were a lot of things that we really loved about life in New Mexico. We lived a little bit north of Albuquerque, a small town, and had a very nice house and a nice mortgage to go with it. And we had good jobs and a good level of stress to go along with them. But we were enjoying a lot of the aspects that we had of the life there in New Mexico. But we started sort of evaluating what we really wanted from our lives. There were months of stress on end. My husband had a very stressful job in particular, and we knew that we needed to make a change. We weren't quite sure exactly what that would entail at the time, but we started conversations about what we were doing and where we wanted to be and how we wanted to live our lives. So we started looking at how we were living and what it was that was making us work 50 weeks out of the year so that we could enjoy 2 weeks of vacation time. And we knew that we wanted to do more than making a living. We wanted to do more living of our lives and not put off everything until an unforeseen retirement in the future. And the same time, there were several things happening within our circle of friends and family that made us realize the brevity of life. So that was another big factor that made us sort of accelerate the process of wanting to put more life into our lives, more of that living part of making a living. And we wanted a little bit more control over our job situations. We wanted to have a little bit more of our own destiny in our hands, so to speak. In the meantime, we were also then making our first trips here to Italy. We traveled here and I fell in love immediately. From the day the plane landed in Rome, I was smitten with Italy, with history. I have a degree in history. For me, this is better than Disneyland or any other place that you could possibly imagine, to be able to see all of these historical sites in person, up close and personal. But my husband, it took him a little bit longer. He liked a lot of things about it, but he's a very outdoorsy kind of person, and so he wanted to do vacations more in the national parks. But we did start coming more to Italy, and our trips started getting longer, and we started making more inroads in terms of what it would be like to live here. We started taking it a little bit more seriously, of spending time in one place and evaluating what it was to really live in a town in Italy. And we really liked what we saw. We liked the culture. We liked the pace of life. We liked the emphasis of social interaction and how people gather in the piazzas. We liked the food, of course, and just a lot of different things about the lifestyle here in Italy. And so that really convinced us, along with these other things that were happening, that we wanted to make that leap from America to Italy. It was going to be just a year in the beginning. We sold our house and we thought, okay, we'll spend a year sabbatical and then we'll decide what we're going to do with the rest of our lives. And that 1 year turned into 2 years, and we went back to America for 1 year, and that clearly wasn't going to work after living here. So we reorganized things yet again and came back to live here in southern Italy, and we've been here for 10 years now. So what keeps us here? It's not just the piazzas and the beauty that surrounds us. There are so many things about Italy that we really love. We love the old world atmosphere. We like that Italy dwells in their history, that everywhere you go, there are historical sites that are actually still being used, and that this life is history and life collide, so to speak, here in Italy. We love the culture. We like all of the different things that you can do. We like the traditions that continue on for centuries, or festivals and just all kinds of events and cultural aspects of life, the artwork and everything else that entails. We like that we can go 1 hour from our home and have a completely different landscape. So we can go from our mountain town down to the seaside and have something completely different to look at and completely different foods to taste. which brings me to the food. Of course, Italian food is famous. It's one of the best. I think it's the best food in the world, the best cuisine you can eat. And I know a lot of people agree with me on that. I know that that's the one kind of cuisine that most people can agree on when you decide where to go out to eat. So then to come here and eat it in Italy and to taste how they prepare things and how they take all those fresh vegetables and all of the produce and things that they produce and turn them into basically works of art on the table is wonderful. It's also never boring because every region has their own specialties. So no matter where you go in Italy, you get to taste something different. So the foods that we have here as a traditional fare in our region of Basilicata is different than the food you're going to have in Rome or in Tuscany or in other regions. So it's exciting to be able to, when you're traveling around, to be able to taste all these different dishes and how they prepare things and the different focus that they use in each region. But for me, it's really the people. The Italian people are warm and welcoming and friendly. And that was really what won us over and what keeps us here. We really love the community that we have found here. People are so welcoming to us. In our region in particular, here in the South, they have a saying that hospitality is sacred, and they really mean it. So they take you by the hand, they lead you into their houses, they offer you a coffee. They really want you to experience the best that the region has, but they just have this innate warmth to them that really make you a part of their family. So that's something that has really touched us. It's something that we find is so wonderful to be able to be a part of the community where we live. We've been included in weddings and different events and ceremonies. We're watching the children of our town grow up and go off to college. We just get to participate in the life here. And that's something we never really had in the places we lived in the US. So it's really something that's wonderful for us to be able to interact and have that kind of relationship here. So that's why we moved. That's why we stay here. I hope this has been helpful to you. If you're enjoying the series that we're doing here with the different correspondents around the world, sharing these videos with you, be sure to follow the page and click the little bell there so you get the notifications and you can keep up with all of the different videos that we're doing for you.